Good afternoon, Tomasians.
This is Joffy Lañas
and Shine Garcia for Thomas C News. We are here to give you a recap of the past week's highlights.
The remains of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos was buried at the libingan ng mga bayani. And here's a report from Micaela Bilac.
The burial took place at noon Friday, November 18th, after the body of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos was flown from Lawak, Ilocos Norte. The burial took place at Friday, November 18, after the body was flown from Lawag, Ilocos Norte Friday morning. Apparently, it was only hours after a decision was reached on the matter. It was only at past 10 a.m. that a confirmation of the burial was made public by the Philippine National Police. There was no media coverage allowed inside the cemetery. In a statement, the Armed Forces of the Philippines said the family requested that it be a private burial held in confidentiality. Military spokesman Colonel Edgar Arevalo said the will of the Marcos family had to be respected after they requested a simple private ceremony, Reuters reported. There were cries from human rights victims during the martial law regime and condemnation of the hastily organized riots. Bonnie Ilagan, an activist who fought the Marcos dictatorship, compared the surprise burial to the declaration of martial law in 1972. Ilagan enjoined everyone to join mass protests scheduled all over the country on Friday in response to last week's Supreme Court decision allowing the burial to happen.
The public was reminded to not panic even as Zika virus hits PH. Let's hear from Jessica Lopez.
She was detected carrying the virus on her return to US with symptoms like fever, rash, muscle joint pains, and conjunctivitis. The woman, who has toured mostly in Luzon, made DOH immediately take actions because of the virus affecting her immune. Meanwhile, in Cebu City, there is a 12-year-old boy who was also detected with the virus. Records show that there was no travel history, meaning he got infected inside the country. However, Health Secretary Janet Garin states that there is no need to panic because it is not epidemic, and the updates about Zika virus is to inform the masses. Dr. Garin added that cleanliness and surroundings can prevent the lurking of the virus-carrying mosquitoes. The Health Secretary also suggests precautions for everyone to be more mindful of mosquito bites, especially 2 hours before sunrise. The Department of Health clarifies that it is possible to have Zika virus in the country because Aedes aegypti mosquitoes that carry the endemic dengue virus are the same carriers of the Zika. DOH spreads awareness as Dr. Garen instructed, but being responsible is in our hands. Jessica Lopez reporting for Domestic News.
Protests and student walkouts marked the week after Trump win. Here's the report from Naomi Loreto.
Demonstrators chanting "Not My President" and "Love Trump's hate." Protests have broken out across America every day in the week since Donald Trump won U.S. presidency.
With demonstrators chanting "Not My President" and "Love Trump's hate," protests have broken out across America every day in the week since Donald Trump pulled off a stunning presidential election victory. In New York on Wednesday morning, it was pop star Lady Gaga, a vocal Hillary Clinton supporter who stood atop a sanitation truck outside Trump Tower in New York, brandishing a sign that read, "Love Trump's hate." Thousands of high schoolers in multiple cities walked out of class in protest, and there are expected similar demonstrations to continue Tuesday on college campuses. What protesters have expressed since Election Day are fears of bigotry and racial violence against minorities and incidents of harassment, slurs, and hate crimes. A candlelight vigil for Clinton supporters in front of the White House on Wednesday evening drew those who wanted to mourn their election loss. Peacefully, the crowd called out, "You are not alone," to over 2,600 people watching the gathering on Facebook, organizers said. Meanwhile, there were other people who went to the White House Tuesday and early Wednesday to show their support for Trump.
Miss Philippines Kylie Versosa wins 2016 Miss International crown. The 24-year-old model and teacher from Baguio, also Philippines bet, Kylie Versosa, was crowned Miss International 2016. It happened last October 27, Thursday, at the Tokyo Dome City Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Rounding out her court are Miss Australia as first runner-up, Miss Indonesia as second runner-up, Miss Nicaragua as third runner-up, and Miss USA as fourth runner-up. In the other awards, Miss Nicaragua won Miss National Costume, Miss Moldova won Miss Perfect Body, and Miss Indonesia won Miss Best Dresser. Earlier in her speech as one of the top 15, Versosa said, "It is with developing in each of us sensitivity to other cultures that we expand our horizons, tolerate differences, and appreciate diversity." The 24-year-old beauty queen added she believes she is prepared to take on the responsibility of being Miss International 2016. In her acceptance speech, Versosa thanked Japan, her family and supporters, and the fans. "I did not go through this journey alone," she said. "I deeply appreciate this. Thank you so much, Japan." There were already 5 Miss International titles in the Philippines, and Versosa is the 6th Filipina to win the Miss International title. There are Gemma Cruz in 1964, Aurora Pijuan in 1970, Melanie Marquez in 1979, Precious Lara Kigaman in 2005, and Bea Santiago in 2013. Only Venezuela has more Miss International titles with 7.
UST Salingawi Dance Group wins first runner-up in group stunts and 4th place in the UAP Season 79 cheer dance competition.
With an overall score of 711 points, NU got their 4th title in the UAAP cheer dance competition. Its futuristic routine, despite the difficulty, they defeated the other teams in almost all categories including tumbling, stunts, pyramids, and dance. The UST Salingawi Dance Group, who got the 2nd place last year, settled for 4th place with 650 points, which is 5 points lower than the 3rd place Adamson University with a Polynesian team performance. The 2nd placer, Far Eastern University Cheering Squad, got 658.5 in their Broadway-inspired team. There are only 7 schools that participated in this year's cheer dance competition. The UP Pep squad, who got the 3rd place last year, did not join this year's CDC. The decision of the group was a sign of protest against the UAAP cheer dance organizers, who ignored the official complaint they filed questioning the results of the last year's contest. However, the excitement was still provided, which drew the light from the crowd. University of the East, De La Salle, and Ateneo settled for 5th to 7th places respectively. The UEPEP squad collected 645 points, followed by La Salle with 560 points and Ateneo with 512 points.
Again, this is Joffel Anyas
And Shine Garcia for your weekly Thumb News.